oil cooler. It's the coolest thing, man. Can't afford to miss this week. I'll share more stories with you. Stay tuned. Yeah, man. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. You caught me. Yes, I am busy sending this live to a number of my friends and family around the world. Good morning to you from the Philippines. It's Saturday, May 24, and the current local time is 7 a.m. in the morning. So, for those who are on the other side of the world, just want to let you know that the future looks good, at least for me. So go to bed, sit back, relax, and the world did not end tomorrow because I'm already today, and you guys are yesterday for me. All right, if it's your first time here, give a favor, follow, want to welcome you to season 8, episode 7. And as you know, the caption is finally got the new oil cooler. Yes, the new oil cooler. It's up, it's functional, it's awesome and amazing, and I want to share a little bit of what's been happening for the last 3 weeks. So, again, if it's your first time here, please hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Let me know where you're watching from. Subscribe to the channel. Give a fave, a follow, and let me know where you're watching from. And please share the content with family and friends and those that you feel can be blessed by this. Yesterday, I was looking up my demographics on my Instagram because I don't know. I just don't fully understand Instagram. I have an account, I share stuff over there, but it's one of those places for me that doesn't match my personality. I'm more popular and religious with Facebook. So anyways, I realized that a lot of most of my audience from my Instagram is actually from Nigeria, like Nigeria and Ghana, and I was like, wow. So I don't know if it's because I'm black, why they put my content over in those black countries. I don't know, but I was so surprised. But when I look at my demographics for Facebook, shout out to all my Ivatan family. Yes, you guys are still number one on the most visited, the most popular city that views my content is Basco Batanes here in the Philippines. Country wise, yeah, definitely the Philippines is number one, and then US, and then believe it or not, it's like India is number 3. And I was like, wow. Jamaica is nowhere to be found on the top 7 of the countries and cities that view my content. However, over Instagram, most of the Jamaicans are catching up with me on Instagram. So I'll try to post more over there. At the end of our live feed, I will be, well, after the report, I'm gonna be entertaining your questions, answers, and I mean your question and your comments. That's what we're gonna do. So if for any reason you cannot endure the feed, you can still put it there, and I'll address it at the end, and you can watch back the replay. And hopefully I'll be able to answer your question. If it's of a private nature, we ask that you just send me an email. You can email me your questions and your comments, your feedback, or anything that you would like to know more about us. You can also visit our website if you ever have time and you want to dig into this organization. You can look me up. flyingbyfaith.org or by his stripes ministries 1844.com, and I'm more than happy to keep those website up and running as best as I can. This week, some amazing things happen, and I'm excited to share that with you. Once again, welcome to episode 7 of season 8. And just for info, some announcements here. Episode Season 8 will come to an end this July. So once we get into July, that's where we're going to pay another insurance for the remaining 6 months of the year. It's $2,220, I believe. So when we pay that new insurance, that's when season 8 will come to an end and we will start a new season. Check ride is coming up. My license will expire on May 29th of this month. And so to be able to get the plane back, it's really critical because that's what I'm using for my check ride to renew my license. I already sent a message to the aviation authority informing them that the airplane is now back into operations, and so they can go ahead and book a check ride date for me. In the event that I do get to do my check ride, hopefully they can issue the license ASAP. If not, I'm gonna ask them if I can continue. Seeing that I've done everything, because like in the States, when you do your check ride, they give you a temporary and you can use that until you get the actual plastic in the mail. I don't know if that's the same dynamics with the Philippines, but I'm going to put in a request and ask if that's not allowed and I have to wait until the new one is issued. Then I'm going to have a little bit of downtime coming up again. I have some plan B for that. In the event that I'm going to have some downtime, my plan is I'm gonna ferry the plane to the other base where we're gonna do some work. So some awesome packages came to do some upgrades, and I'm definitely gonna capitalize on that. So those are the announcements. We're still praying for a drum of oil, so put that in your prayer list. It's about 154,000 pesos. You can divide that by 57, and that's what it's worth in dollars, right? So we're still praying for a drum of oil for the airplane. Please leave a comment below, guys, as you watch the video. Leave something nice for the donors. I mean, without them, none of this would be possible. So please leave a comment in the comment section for the donors and their family, and they can read it and they can definitely be encouraged to know that their support is going to an amazing place. We want to pick up the report with a 20-second video. This is not staged, guys. This is real, okay? Um, about a little over a week ago, a fire broke out in our community and it was raging for almost 3 days. Look at that. It's a warehouse, about 5 clicks. Now I sound like a military guy. But it's about like 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes drive from the hangar, and I saw this smoke in the distance, and I honestly thought that it was the hangar on fire. So I called the caretaker. I said, Kuya Jean, confirm that the airplane is not on fire there at the hangar. He said, no, sir, it's not the airplane. So then, anyways, I'm driving out of town and I see the smoke. I'm getting closer and closer, and there it is. All that puffy stuff was raging as a result of this fire. Internet went down, phone signal went down, and water went down. The road was also blocked. Like, in order to get to town, I had to take basically a back road that adds about 40 minutes to the drive time. So a fire broke out and it was just creating havoc. No lives were lost based on the reports, but people did lose their homes. Estimate amount of money on the damage was about 300 something million pesos. 300 plus million pesos. It's a warehouse that has PVC pipes and stuff, you know, the heavy duty kind that they use for roads and all different things. We had water problems and electricity problems because they quickly turned off the electricity due to where the fire was passing the high tension wire. And then those fire trucks, they work day and night trying to extinguish the blaze. And so by the time they were finished putting it out after like 2.5 days, we didn't have water, basically. Didn't have water. So that was a that was a bummer, you know, not having water. Um, was not a good thing. But anyways, we survive. We're kind of back to normal now, so that's a blessing to have that for us. What's been happening with the plane? Many of you has have been wondering. I'm gonna show you some very graphic image. This is my oil cooler, guys. This is the oil cooler. This is the face part of it. So unlike your car that just has an oil filter, on the airplane we have an oil cooler. We do have filter as well, but we also have something that cools the oil, right? Without a cooling agent or instrument that cools that oil, you're gonna basically have issues, you know, because airplanes, they run hot, way hotter than your car, right? And you need that. You need the heat because there's some areas where there's moisture in the casing. You definitely want that temperature to be over 180 degrees to kind of burn up some of that moisture that would be in the casing due to time and sweating, etc. So the gasket here is something that needed to be changed. You know, so we started having a little leak. We're troubleshooting it, and then at first we changed the gasket, but we didn't have this kind of material for the gasket. It was a little bit different. So the orange thing on your screen, this is the gasket. And then I started noticing that this oil cooler has seen better days. Like right here, the teeth is damaged. And I did notice that some of these are like bent, you know. And when I show you the new one, you're gonna see the point of comparison. We mounted it up after changing the gasket, and as you can see, this gasket, the material is a little bit flimsy. After tightening up right here, it broke off. You know, the edge of it just broke off, and you're like, what in the world? So anyway, when I noticed this, I took a closer look and I saw this crack right here. Not good. Further investigation, more crap, right? And this was on a pre-flight. My cowling is open quite often, and so whenever that happens, I take a microscopic look on that airplane. I always clean away any little stain or any little leak. I clean that up. So I monitor the progress on what areas usually have leaks. I calculate the time in my head, and so just having an eye for detail helps a lot when it comes to the maintenance of this airplane. So when we discovered this crack, I grounded the airplane. I was supposed to fly a mission, and I told the family I cannot help them because the airplane is not safe. To summarize this, what are the safety implications if I was to continue on this cracked oil cooler? More than likely, this airplane vibrates a lot. So there's a lot of vibration going on. In the event that this breaks off, oil is going to start to seep out. So I'm going to start losing oil. When you lose oil, over time, depending on where you are, you're gonna start running into some engine troubles. And as my friends put it, if this breaks off, you're gonna be swimming, right? So when I look at the dangers involved, I decided real quick I am not going to mess with that at all. It's not worth it whatsoever. And so I decided, you know what? I don't wanna take those risks at all because it's just not worth it whatsoever. So I grounded the airplane, and after grounding it, we were just praying and praying and praying. The donor who has been fundraising to help me to upgrade the nose fork on the airplane, he reached out to me and he said, "Hey, go ahead and use some of that money from the funding that he's putting together for that nose fork upgrade, which is about $5,000. He said, "Hey, use a portion of that to get an oil cooler." When we first look up oil coolers, they are costing about 2,000 something dollars. In the Philippines, they have, but it was about, it's used. They don't know how much time is on it, and they wanted almost $1,000 for something used. So I was thinking, if they don't know how many hours are on the thing, then I don't want to mess with it, because when you put stuff on the airplane, it's always good to know how many hours are on those components, because it will give you an idea of when it starts giving problems. You can say, yeah, it's done its time. That's why it's starting to give issues, right? So I didn't pursue that. I decided to go. I did share some posts on social media. Some promises were made. People promised to donate towards a new one. Some individuals promised to send one that they had used, and they were going to send it over. So I gave it a little bit, a couple of days, almost a week. I didn't hear from the promises that was made. And so when the donor told me go ahead and use some of that funding to get a new one, I said, all right, no choice. We're going to get a new one, which will take about a week to come. While waiting for that, a package showed up from Aircraft Spruce. I want to say shout out to an awesome brother. Not going to mention his name, but he know himself. He worked on the airplane year before last. I was basically actually, yeah, January last year. Yep, January last year. He came over. He was here in the Philippines already. He came up and he did some work on the airplane, and he took note of some various things. One of them is that he noticed that I'm doing my oil change at every 25 hours instead of 50 hours. So he said, "Hey, man, I don't have a ton of money, but I'm going to talk to my wife. I'm going to set aside some funds, and I want to make sure you can get your oil change done at 50 hours." So he got me the oil filter adapter, oil filter as well. And so I'm excited for that. Everything is in this box, and I have a mechanic who is competent enough who will be installing it for me pretty soon. So that's what's in that box. And shout out to Aircraft Spruce. They take about a week to get me my packages. Comes at a cost. This one I paid around, I think it's about 8,000 pesos, right? So two five, yeah, under $200 to get this package shipped to the Philippines, and it's cash on delivery. While I was down, I'm not out. You know me, I'm always trying to find some ways to occupy myself. And so, over a year ago, yeah, a year plus ago, I had asked you guys to help me pray for some money to buy something special. About $300, I believe, came in, and I was able to get a grass cutter, and I'm using it for ministry. So my neighbors and people around the community, they are not able to keep their grass cut. And so I've decided to make some ministry out of that. I just cut it for free. I don't charge them anything, but I get free mangoes and whatever else they want to give me to say thank you. So this is the lawn that I saw, and I was like, man, I need to cut that stuff. In the States, look how life is funny. In the US, if you have your lawn not cut, the neighbors are so mad at you, because an uncut lawn affects the value of their home down the road, right? But in the Philippines, rather than gripe at people to cut their lawn so that your community looks nice, I said, this is an opportunity to minister to these folks. And so that's what it looked like before. That's what it looked like after. I don't have contact for the owner. There's dogs. The gate was not locked. There's a couple dogs inside. One is tied. The other two are not. And one of the untied one is a mom with a couple new puppies. And so I was being told, please don't go in there. It's dangerous. But that grass cutter is a beast. I have never seen any dog who wants to bite me when I have that grass cutter. They just don't, you know. But dog means that there's poop lying around somewhere, and it's just a matter of time before you're gonna hit that with the grass cutter. Fortunately, though, I know how to cut a certain way that I can see the poop before I cut it. So I searched and I cut and searched, and I didn't find anything. After about 40 minutes or so, got the lawn done nice. Um, I shared the story with you guys. So for those who are following me on Facebook, you get a lot more out of me than Instagram and YouTube. This is a photo when I was in the States. All right. This is an FS 120, low powered stuff. And when I was a medical missionary student in the States, I was there from 2010 to 2012. One of my job as a working student was to cut the grass, and this gave me the most hours, especially summertime when the sun set late. I would spend hours and hours just mowing grass like there's no tomorrow. I was being paid $8 an hour as a working student, and I just it's like there's just satisfaction when you cut the grass. It has a certain smell to it. It definitely looks way better when the grass is cut. So that's kind of where the inspiration started out from, where as a missionary student, um, this was one of the things I did to have money to pay for my tuition, food and lodging. So when I joined the aviation ministry and I didn't have enough hours and experience and I didn't have my instrument rating, one of the things they assigned me was they bought me a grass cutter, and my job was to keep the airstrip cut. So behind me is a Cessna 206 airplane flown by Captain Sean Knapp from Washington State. Um, I used to cut that whole long runway all by myself, and it was a lot of work. But for me, being able to be a part of the aviation ministry was enough. And I remember I had a buddy who flew a four-seater. He came in, we're having meal at my home, and I said, right now I'm just giving ground support to you guys. I keep the airstrip cut. I get whatever supplies they need. I help them to get fuel and oil, sometimes even groceries to take back to their remote area. And I was telling him, I am very content with this life. Like I said, if I don't ever get to be assigned on an airplane, this is enough for me right now. Like I'm satisfied to be a part of the ministry because yeah, it's nice to fly, but if the guy on the ground is not there to clear it and keep it cut, something could hit the propeller, damage the plane, puncture the tire. It can lead to an accident and life being lost. So when I saw the weight of being a part of the ground crew, I was so content. And I remember something happened unique where I was so busy cutting the airstrip, I was almost finished. I needed about another day or two to finish when I got a message of someone asking me what is my name on my passport. They want to send me some money towards my instrument rating. And my natural reaction was, I'm happy for the money, but no, not no, not no. I want to finish cutting this airstrip first. And it just shows how content I was. I shared with you guys the story that there are many, not many, but I've met couple pilots, missionary pilots who had issues where some of them would not do dirty work at all, and there's some who would do a little but they complain. And that's when it dawned on me, being a missionary pilot, it's not about the glamour and glitter of flying an airplane. It's being willing to do anything that will automatically be a blessing. It takes a team to make these missions possible. The guy on the ground is just as important as the one who flies the airplane. That's the thing. And then the fact that we're not paid, there's no ranking up. You're the pilot. That's your job. It's a community of individuals. And I quickly summarize that if we're not humble, guys, forget it. Not the place for you. I've gotten a lot of requests. I go through at least one email or a private message, at least every week, at least one comes in. How can I be a missionary pilot? How can I be a missionary pilot? And most of them, basically, what they're asking is, how can I fly like you and bill a ton of hours to take that and go to the airlines? Most people wanting to be a missionary pilot is not looking for how can I cut grass and wash airplanes and clean vehicles and maintain. No, what they want is to sit in an airplane and build tons of hours to take that to wherever they're trying to go to. But nonetheless, we don't bash anybody, we don't judge anyone. But I will say, missionary aviation on my level, it's not for everybody. Why am I doing what I do? So on the next photo here, this was my memory. Couple years ago, maybe it's like give or take about 8 or 9 years ago. The photo here on your screen is actually showing you what my life was like before all this mission aviation stuff. I have traveled throughout the Philippines extensively. If you name the route, I can tell you the commute, whether it be how long is the bus ride, the boat ride, the plane ride, um, the van ride, like you name it. I've been to pretty much all regions in the Philippines. Not every single island, but I've been to a lot of them. And taking the boat, this is the economy section of the this boat. Okay, and you have to make your bed on the floor, right? So you would pack an extra sheet, right? So you can put one down, or you can have it big enough where some of it is on the floor and the other portion covers you. I don't remember if they had a foam for you. I think they did, but I don't remember. But anyway, this is the economy side. And so when I came to this country, and I don't know any of you guys, the support didn't really exist. Nobody knows me. I'm in this country, traveling throughout, teaching and training and ministering to the Filipino people with the little resources that I had back in those days. I had to humble myself many times and sleep on some boats in the economy section. Never got like VIP and all that stuff. Well, it was way too expensive for me. So I'm always reflecting on where I'm coming from, and I'm always praying that God can help me to continue to be humble. Um, mornings ago, so the oil, I got a message that the oil filter is coming between Wednesday and Thursday of this week. I was on a drive early in the morning because I'm coded on Wednesday, so I was heading out pretty early, and I witnessed something that just broke my heart. I don't have a picture because it's too graphic, but on the drive, I there was a young man who basically, this flyover is being built, and behind me is the entrance of the flyover where the it meets the road and then it climbs up and over. A lot of traffic is here during the daytime, especially on weekends. It's the worst. So I went early. This is about almost 5 o'clock in the morning. And the young man, basically, I don't know if he was drunk or sleepy, but he crashed his motorcycle and he was beat up pretty bad. And the rule here in the Philippines is when you see them crash, they have to stay there until rescue and police show up to take pictures. So imagine you have a head injury, which a lot of times they do. They have this head injury, they're bleeding, they're in and out of consciousness, and you cannot take them and rush them to the hospital. They have to fight for their life in that condition, and after they come and take pictures, they call a rescue van or an ambulance that will pick them up and offer them some first aid or whatever, and then they go to the hospital after that. Why am I sharing this story with you? Every time you see a mission where I'm helping someone who is an accident related case, it's a miracle that they make it on the airplane. Sometimes it's the middle of the day, it's so hot, the accident happens in the middle of the road. They have to sit on that asphalt or concrete for hours, bleeding, suffering, in a lot of pain. I was pulled out of a wreckage, guys. 2001, I was pulled out of a wreckage that killed 3 people. And I'm so glad that rule in the Philippines does not exist in Jamaica, because people dragged us out of the wreckage, and it's one of the reasons why I am alive today. I'm hoping sometime in the future they can change the rules in the Philippines. So imagine as a missionary pilot who does all these medivacs and stuff, I'm driving my vehicle, I see these accident individuals and I cannot touch them. Like it so anyway, I just have to look at it and just pray for this person and go about my business. Survival mode, I go to this place and go to the cafeteria and find food. I mean, I don't eat like this on regular days, but when you're in survival mode, why not? I have no choice. That's what my breakfast look like when I'm on the road and I go to the metropolis, the metropolitan of Manila. It's actually called City of Dreams. So when I go there, I dream and I dream about the torture I'm gonna have to endure to eat rice and ulam at 6:30 or 7 in the morning. Occasionally I'll eat rice in the morning, but it's not my to-go food. But when I have a package coming to get the plane back, I humble myself because I said, imagine how many hours would I have to work? Like the average job without a degree in America is about $10 an hour. I used to do some $9, 9, $10 an hour for regular gigs or little job odd jobs here and there, right? So the oil cooler, it's about $1,200. Take that $1,200, divide that by $10 an hour. That's how many hours I would have to work my butt off to be able to buy that oil cooler. So I said, someone work their blessed assurance hard enough to pay for it. If I have to eat this kind of food in the morning, which is not my preference, to pick up an oil cooler, hey, this stuff is good. And I put a chill tahoe in there. Guys, you have to try this. If you ever come to the Philippines, try a chilled tahoe. I don't like the warm one. I've tried it, not a fan. But the chilled one with the sago at the bottom, beautiful stuff. Anyway, enough with that food. I'm getting hungry. I need to go eat breakfast after this report. So I picked up the package. I want to share a little about this, and it's also here as well, guys. This is a back strap. Okay, when I bought the um when I bought this steel grass cutter, it came with just a sling. And what I didn't tell you guys is my back kills me after I cut the lawn. Like after the first 15 minutes or so, I started to have back pain because the one that they sell here with the unit, it's too small for a big guy like me. So I'm taller than the average Filipino. And so the sling, it's just a recipe for backache. So I'll still do it, but when I'm done, oh, I'm in a lot of pain. So I mean, these guys are not my friend. These are family for me. Okay, they were coming to the Philippines, and Ate Grace Frias reached out to me. By the way, we lived with them for a while. They were one of the families that rescued us whenever I was out of place to live. Their home was open, and we've been family ever since. When I saw Jade, I haven't seen Jade in a long time. It's like Jade is so tall, and I'm used to Jade, but now it's Jade, right? Nonetheless, whenever they come to the Philippines, I don't have to message them. They message me and say, "Hey, did you want anything? We're coming. These are the dates. This is our address. Get it by this time." And so I ordered something, guys. My logbook is maxed out. I don't have a logbook anymore. My logbook is maxed out about 1,650 something hours. My logbook has come to a close, and I need a new one. It was ordered, and she messaged me at the Grace message. She's like, "Hey, so what's the status of the stuff that you want me to bring?" And when we double check, ah, apparently there's issues with my card, so the order was canceled. And I was like, so she's like, is there anything else you might have wanted? So I was like, yeah, the back pain is fresh. So I asked her, Ate, could you check and see if this is sold at a store, hardware, or something down the road from you? I would love to have it because it's gonna help with my back pain when I cut the grass for people. She was able to find it, and also some goodies for you who see my Lara Barts, the ration brought me some of that too. So shout out to you, Ate. Thank you so much, Salamat po for the pasalubong. It's always awesome to run into these guys. It's mom, dad, daughter. So awesome folks. I love them. And they've been a huge blessing to me whenever they come to the Philippines. This was the package that I picked up. It's the new oil cooler from Johnny Air. So shout out to Johnny Air. This oil cooler, they only charged me 2,600 something pesos, which is not a lot because I'm used to double figures like 12,000. Da, da, da. So to pay for it at 2,600 pesos, I'm not gonna complain at all. I'm coded on Wednesday, so I want to show you what it took to pick up this oil cooler, right? Get ready, guys. It's gonna be fun. No audio, but this is Joyride. So what I did, I got in early enough. I parked my vehicle at a secure parking lot that has 24-hour security. They know me. They're my friends. They know me. So I hang out there and then I jump on a Joyride and I got my package. Yeah, that's the same box, guys. It's just going the extra mile. You know, I'm coded for the whole day, 7 to 7. And I'm like, I need to pick this thing up. So I booked a joyride, which was a little over $1 to go there and less than $2 to get back. So 88 pesos going and 97 coming back. When I drive, right? This doesn't have any audio, but after I picked it up on the joyride, I got everything together. I'm heading home, and this is just the reality of life here in the Philippines. So, just want to show you a little bit of beastie stuff that I do. I mean, I enjoy driving. It's just one of those things that I enjoy. Long trips, it's like 6 hour round trip. The drive alone, but nonetheless, as I said, when I have to do these things, it doesn't bother me at all because I'm always thinking people have to drive to work to earn a living and then sacrificially give towards what I'm doing with the airplane. So if I got to drive 3 hours on my end, that's nothing because there are folks who drive to work every day so that they can earn and make a living and then send me some over for the airplane. After the oil cooler was installed, fired up the engine, this one I want to share some audio with you. So let's go and see the run up and check what's going on with the airplane after the new oil cooler was installed. Actually, before I go to that, I should show you guys some photos before that. I promise I'll make some shout out, so I need to do that. All right, so shout out to Johnny Air, Sir Josh. He takes care of me all the time. Like I can get status update, estimate time of arrival. I met Johnny Air when I needed to get the hazmat chemicals to that Mr. Richard needed to use to get the airplane back out of corrosion issue to flying again. Johnny Air was the only courier services that was willing to facilitate the request to ship those things to me. So they've been awesome. Beautiful sunrise. Yes, sunrise in Metro Manila heading out. This is the airplane with the old oil cooler attached to it still, and we're gonna fire it up. Look at the difference, guys. Do you remember the first photo I showed you? Look at the difference. You see that the teeth are a lot cleaner. Nothing is bent or damaged. I don't have the thing to scroll back to that one, but just look at the difference, and look at the gasket difference. I hope you remember the images I shared with you earlier. That's what it's supposed to look like. Here's a closer look. Look at that seam. Nice, flush, clean. Okay, so the work was done. It's time to fire it up. And then look at that. No more crack. Remember the previous one, I had a big crack here and right here. This one is the new oil cooler, torqued up, sealed up. Now it's time to test it out. And I'll tell you about that one after. So we got it in there. Now it's time to test it with a flight and a run up. But before you fly, you need to run up first, because if anything is gonna go wrong, it's gonna happen in the run up. Why? The oil is cold, and a cooler oil means that the oil pressure is going to be higher, and with that pressure building up, um, it's gonna leak. If it's gonna leak at that point, it's gonna be on the ground before, because it happened before. And so we did the run up, and here's the audio for that. So let's go take a listen at this run up. Let's see if I had pan over to the instrument. There we are. Okay, good. So we're idling it at 1,000 RPM, and we're looking at this right here. So oil pressure is 93, right? And the oil temp is 95. That's how hot it is. Outside temperature at the time was about 35 degrees Celsius, or about 60 something degrees Fahrenheit, right? So the pressure is good, the temp is good, and then we did the run up. Kuya Jean is outside. Anything starts going AWOL, where it's like oozing out or whatever, he'll give me a cut sign, and we'll cut the engine. So that went well. Instruments were showing everything is normal. Then I took it out for a spin, guys. So after that, pulled it apart, pulled the cowl in, double check everything. Nothing leak. It's crispy dry. Took it out for a flight, guys. And man, I haven't flown this thing in about 3 weeks. So taking it out, I was just out there circling around, getting abreast with what's happening, getting a feel back for the plane again. And it was a little bit emotional for me, because, downtime is stress time, but I try to find work to occupy my time. And nonetheless, I survived this one. I only had about four requests that came in that I had to say no to. But it is what it is. And one thing that helped me around this time was the fact that, um what's this, I was being very realistic with my situation. I said, I don't have the money. I don't know a ton of people who do. So I'm going to be realistic here. I'm going to say to myself, you know what? Downtime is a part of the missionary life for you. When you don't have money, you're going to go through these season of downtime. So when you do, just embrace it, man. Occupy your time with other things and find other ways to be a blessing to the Filipino people. And whenever God provides again, you buy what you need, put it in, and you fire up that bird and you keep going. And then another thing I've decided to do is, once the plane is functional again and I go out to fly missions, I'm going to make sure I begin to enjoy them more. I have been enjoying them, but I'm going to really enjoy them more. And that's the landing right there after the test flight. So everything checks out good. We are officially reopened for accepting missions. I've sent the messages to a notification to all my contacts to let them know that we're back to service. I'm on call right now. If Mom Nanette ever calls me, I know I have to shut down this feed right about now. Right, but she's not college, so we have some time. So that's just the look on my face when I got everything done. So I just want to thank you guys so much for praying for me. Your prayers kept me during this downtime. I had stuff that occupied my mind and my time, and now that the airplane is back into operations, we can look forward to serving the Filipino people again. One of the things that my buddy threw there in the box for me is a carbon monoxide detector, right? Dark spot is danger. So if ever there's any leaking going on with my exhaust system, um, definitely this is gonna pick that up and let me know that something is wrong. So expect carbon monoxide poisoning to be happening. So we throw that in there. Uh, that's the base. We're open. We're up. I have about 3 drums of fuel, so that's enough to get me going to help couple people for now. After then, we're continuing to pray for those things. That's the report in a nutshell, and we'll go over to our Q&A session so we can hear from you guys. What are your questions? What are your comments? What are your feedbacks? Flash them on the screen. The Valentine family, Pastor Valentine, good morning. Happy Sabbath to you and your family as well. All righty. Pastor Valentine and I were theology students. I quit, he finished up. We did also, we worked together after he got his pastoral job. He gave me a little opportunity there as a Bible worker back in his church. So thank you so much for the opportunity. Pastor Valentine, happy Sabbath and greetings to you and your family as well. Happy Sabbath to you as well, groceres carte. Happy Sabbath to you. MJD watching from Facebook. Happy Sabbath to you as well. And if you're watching from my personal account, I cannot flash your comment on the screen, but I can definitely read what you have written. Happy Sabbath to you as well. That's Dorothy Jones. Dorothy Jones is a Jamaican with lots of followers. She shares my content all the time, especially when she catch me when I'm flying live. So I'm just stoked for that. I'm happy, guys, because we're back to operating the plane again, and that's just a huge blessing for me. So thank you for your comments. Shout out to you. If you have any questions, let me know. Now is the time for you to shoot those questions. One question we get asked a lot, we can just answer it now. Are we registered with the IRS in America? Yes, we are a 501c3, not just for America, but also for Canada. So if you or your company is interested in partnering with us for the sole purpose of saving as much lives as we can with this airplane, it takes a lot of financial resources to maintain it and keep it going. You're more than welcome to join us and be a part of the support group that keeps this airplane functional financially. So we are a 501c3. We actually have online option that makes everything easy for you. So if you or your company is looking for a non-profit organization to support, we are more than qualified and equipped to handle donations like those, both in Canada and the US. Send me any email of choice, and I'll be more than happy to tell you how you can write a check and send that in. Those information is available on our website. I don't see any other comments. I don't want to drag this report out unnecessarily. So there, sorry, there's a song that I would like to play for you guys, and it's a song that really ministered to my heart this week. And I want to share it with you guys. While we're playing the song, if there's any questions or comments, we will entertain that when we get back, and then we'll transition to our prayer session. So let's hear the song that really ministered to my heart this week. And the title is Go Light Your World, and it's done by Fountain View Academy.
There is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some dark and cold. There is a spirit who brings a fire, ignites a candle, and makes his home. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world.
Frustrated brother, see how he's trying to light his own candle some other way.
See now your sister, she's been robbed and lied to, still holds a candle without a flame. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle and go light your world. We are a family whose hearts are blazing, so let's raise our candles and light up the sky. Pray to our Father in the name of Jesus. Make us a beacon in the darkest times. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle,
Go light your world.
Alrighty, awesome. Take your candle, go light your world by Fountain Youth Academy. I don't have copyright to these content. I get flagged every so often because, yeah, but nonetheless, good music is good music, and whether we can monetize a channel or not, it doesn't matter to me as long as I'm able to bless you guys with music that's available on YouTube. That's all that matters. Nonetheless, I didn't see any other questions or comments for us. It's 7:52. We're definitely gonna wrap things up. We're gonna just transition right to our prayer session. I don't see any requests here, but if you have any prayer requests that you would like us to be keeping you in our prayers with, you can email that to us, flyingbyfaith2018@gmail.com. Please email us your prayer requests and we'll put it in our prayer journal and be mentioning those things in our prayers for you. Again, please leave a comment below to the donors and their family who keep us going financially. And also, please keep them in your prayers. I know you guys are always praying for me, but I need you to be praying for the hardworking men and women around the world who sacrificially give all the time to make sure this airplane has what it needs to keep functioning and saving lives here in the Philippines. That being said, let us pray Our Heavenly Father, we thank you again for this opportunity to come on the internet to share live with the amazing reports. Lord, we're grateful that you've touched hearts around the world to pray and to give financially. And here we are. After 3 weeks of downtime, we have the plane back again, ready and equipped to help save lives for the Filipino people and even foreigners who come who find themselves in a jam and needing to be medically evacuated. Lord, we're praying for the donors and their family that you may bless them tremendously for what they've given to the work. I pray that their meal and their oil will never run out, that they'll always have extra to be a blessing to others, and whatever efforts they're doing to put food on the table and keep a roof over their heads, please, Lord, bless them financially, bless them physically, give them the health and the strength they need to keep going on their jobs, give them favor on their workplace, or if it's their own company, just open the windows of heaven, Lord, and bless them because they answered your prompting to give, and we're asking you to bless them in return for what they have given. Please be with the social media family, those who share and react and comment, and those who watch, and just please bless them. Help that they can continue to be inspired as they watch these stories unfold, that they too will know that you can do amazing things in their lives as well. We put our lives into your hands today. We ask for a wonderful weekend for everyone. Keep us all safe. And we pray, Lord, that as we continue to serve the Filipino people, that whoever is benefiting from these flights, that they too can come to know you one day and to know that you're the God who used us to provide for them and to be there for them in their time of need. We thank you, we praise you for everything you've done. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you guys so much for joining, for participating. If you're watching this after the feed is over, we want to welcome you. We want to thank you. You're awesome. You're amazing. And without your views, your reaction, and your comment, and your sharing, we would not have reached 43,000 followers so far. So keep following the channel, keep sharing and commenting, and you can always reach out to me via private message, and I'll be more than happy to respond to you. So until you hear from us again with the next mission, we're back, we're good, and we're just so excited. And as you know, our promise text in Matthew 25, verse 40, I hope you have this memorized already. Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as you have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Guys, we're doing this for Christ. That is why we do what we do. When we take this little airplane and we go out there, whether it be a mother or a father, a brother, a sister, a friend, a worker, whoever it might be, Jesus said, if you do it unto one, you're doing it unto him. So that's awesome and amazing to know. And that is why we believe God sees it fit to bless us for what we're doing. We're at the end. We're going to keep it tight. An hour is good enough for a short report like this. Don't touch that dial. We have something special for you. So, on behalf of Philippine Adventist Medical Aviation Services, Davin Bennett, and the social media family, we want to say maraming maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat. God bless you. Take care. Have a wonderful, amazing, and awesome weekend. And we hope to see and hear from you soon. Yeah, man. Wow, good.